Google Flow goes a step further. It's not just a simple prompt, but a real creative studio based on artificial intelligence. But how do you navigate this system, full of new tools? First of all, I'll leave the address on screen and I'll also put it in the description. Today we start from the basics, using as always a real case, as if we had to deliver this work to a client or for our own company. We will go together to create the logo of our YouTube channel Noage Lab, starting from a sketch. I'll make a small but necessary clarification on costs. There is a free plan accessible to everyone and it is an excellent starting point. It allows you to experiment with the lighter models, giving a daily cap on credits and generated images. The limit, however, is that if you want to get serious and unlock the true power of Google Flow or the OmniFlash model for your creative projects, the free version won't be enough, and you'll need to upgrade to one of the premium subscriptions. In this video, we are going to use Simple Sketch, which is one of the tools within the Google Flow package. When we open Simple Sketch, we find ourselves in front of this panel where there are all the various objects that remind us a bit of paint, right? Very simple. The pen, the selection, the square, the circle, the text, right? Very simple. From here we will start. We can, for example, draw a circle because the YouTube logo is normally inside a circle and maybe we keep it there as a reference, then we can remove it. The various elements on the screen can simply be deleted and moved like a classic drawing sheet, right? What you see now is nothing more than the process of how I try to visualize an idea, right? So I go to any search, which can be Google or any other image search, and type the word I'm interested in this case Noage Lab. I put lab and I put lab AI. Please scroll, look down, don't stop at the first images, okay? Once you have found the image you like best, download it, and then with this button you see here, Gallery, upload the image you just downloaded. Now it's time to enter the prompt, because every image or sketch you make must be accompanied by a description. That is, you have to tell it how to interpret what you have uploaded or drawn. Let's make an example. If I draw a circle here, okay, and a rectangle, and I tell it the circle is a sun and the rectangle a television. Let's see what it creates. Here we are. It created the sun for the circle and the television for the rectangle. Now let's do another test. Let's create a blue circle and a red circle and write this prompt. The blue circle is a sun and the red circle is a football. Let's see what comes out. After a few seconds, Google Flow generated a soccer ball for the blue circle and the sun for the red circle. Now let's do something else. Let's delete the two circles and import the image we just generated. Let's go to the gallery and click on red circle, which is the last image we generated. We put it full screen like this, and on top we draw with the drawing tool a soccer player who does a bicycle kick between the sun and the ball. As you can see, this came out like a Picasso and will surely be exhibited in some modern art gallery. Now for the generation, I need to write the prompt. The red drawing is a football player that is doing a bicycle kick. Here is the generated image. As you can see, it made a soccer player doing a bicycle kick between the sun and the ball. Okay, it doesn't put exactly the soccer player's foot hitting the ball, but I think that with a better drawing and more specific indications, you can also make him hit the ball directly if we want. But let's go back to the creation of the Noage Lab logo that we were doing before, which is our goal for this video. Let's draw the pipette and its container. Let's practically follow the outlines. Let's use the image as a reference. Of course, if you know how to draw better, it's a plus. And now let's write the prompt. A drop is falling from a pipette, turning from a dark color to a light color. Let's see what it generates and what we will modify, maybe in the image or in the prompt. Here is the result of the first generation. As you can see, it exactly followed the prompt we gave it and generated from a dark color to a light color for us. This is the starting point, the base image from which you can generate other solutions. For example, you can change the prompt or change the sketch or change both. Tell it to use different colors or different shapes until you reach the desired result. Artificial intelligence, yes, reduces your time, but you still have to decide on the right combination of colors, shapes, do tests, see if you are satisfied, if you have a client in front of you, discuss with your client, until you reach that point where both you and your client, if you have one, are satisfied. Here we go. This is the image we selected as the best, okay? Of course, we will change the logo of our channel later on, but for now, we'll use this one. Before uploading the image to YouTube, let's make some small corrections. In this case, we use a traditional tool, Adobe Photoshop. First of all, I'll leave the address on screen and I'll also put it in the description. Using a mix of traditional editing tools and artificial intelligence allows you to make the project customizable. For example, in this case, we are going to remove the text that was generated on top of the image, okay? So, we have a clean image where we can put our text with our font and our color on top. So, later, if we want to change it, or in case we are delivering something to our client, we will have the immediate opportunity to edit it in Photoshop. Now that we have our base image, let's import on top of this image another generation that had much more interesting sketches. What we are going to do is simply isolate the part of the image we like best and delete all the rest. So we leave our base image and add details to it. As you can see from the comparison of the two images, there are, these little splatters that are very nice. They give the image a bit more movement. So what do? We simply isolate them with a selection and delete all the rest of the image. As you can see now, there are parts of the images, of the two images, that don't overlap very well, okay? So we have to do a further refinement and delete all those parts that don't overlap perfectly. Just like that, simply. Now it's time to do a further touch-up, okay? Generate through a selection. That part that we couldn't delete or blend, we have it regenerated by the integrated Photoshop AI. By doing this, we generate a new image. That will replace the one that was underneath, creating something more harmonious. Zooming in, we realize that there is part of the image that came out a bit pixelated. Do you see those lines, those slightly sharp things, right? They are due to the generation, to the various edits we made on the same image. What do? To smooth the image a bit and not throw it away completely, we use the blur tool to make that part of the image slightly softer and less pixelated. Now we simply have to add our text, okay? In this case, Noage Lab with a very simple font, a Roboto. We decide whether bold, lowercase, uppercase, and then, in the end, we crop the circular image for YouTube that we will upload to our channel. Here it is. This is the result of the work we did today in this video. If you liked it, leave a like, a comment, and see you in the next video.